Hey guys. So I'm just going to do a very quick and short rundown of zero-based budgeting. We did speak about what zero-based budgeting is. Okay. So basically, there are four major types of budgeting, and I'm giving reference to Clever Girl Finance. She actually gave all these examples. So this is the cash system, and how the cash system works is that you practically get a purse or something and assign each of your money into each slots of the purse. Basically, this one is for transport, this one is for food, and that is how you take it to the store and use it. And this will usually be for people that find it hard not to use their credit card or their card, and they just have a bad habit with money, or even anybody. So we have the percentage breakout as well. Like you could probably just create an Excel sheet and say, okay, 50% to be for my needs, 20% for my savings and debt payment, and 30% to be for, 30% to be for your wants, basically. Like you're traveling, you want to get your hair done and all. And also percentage applies to every other. Basically, there's a foundational rule about budgeting as well that applies. So percentage could be like maybe you're only focusing and using that as your own, because you don't want to go into the details of, oh, did I spend $1 or $2? You just know that, okay, this percentage of money is for my needs, this one is for my wants, this one is for my debt and savings and investment. But there's an underlying rule also that you can see here. Like usually people say you should try to save 20% or invest 20%. Basically, your investment, savings, debt should be within 20%, 30% for your wants, self-care, travel, whatever. And your needs would include like your rent, your car, stuff like that. And you put that into your 50%. And to be honest, it's different for each person. You don't have to stick to 50, 30, 20. It could be higher, it could be lower. Your car might actually mostly be a want for you. So it depends anyway. And reverse budgeting is when you have a particular goal. Maybe you're saving, you are getting married soon. So you're putting practically a lot more of your monthly funds into this wedding preparation, and the other half, or the other amount, the rest of the amount from this huge chunk that you're putting into your wedding, then you split it over your needs, your wants, your savings, investment. And this zero-based budgeting, which I'll be doing a sample of, would actually be the zero-based budgeting. Would basically, how it works is that every single naira or dollar you spend, you actually have to put a duty to it. Basically, $1. What is this? Basically, each of your dollar or naira every of your dollar and naira has to work for you. Are you putting this towards savings? Are you putting this towards? So at the end of the day, it has to round off to zero, basically zero. So yes, what I'm going to do right now is actually to run through a demo of zero-based budgeting. And I want this. So there is this website where you can always, download several budgets, templates and all. And it's called Vertex. I'm just gonna put it here so you can see it here. This is what it's called, Vertex. And once you go there, you open this up, then you could put zero. Okay. So tools. Okay, we see a worksheet for Excel. Then you go here and download it. Excel. I like mine in Excel, but you can have like the Word or anyone that you prefer. Then you download it from here. And I did find this vertex on another finance enthusiast YouTube channel. So it was quite helpful. So I'm just going to show you how it looks like. So this is how it actually looks like. So this is how it looks like once you download it. This is just an example that the person just did as well, just to have like some funds to be able to see how it works. And like I said earlier, see, everything has to come back to zero. So this is an addition of all this, and it all nets to zero, meaning that every single one of your dollar or naira actually has a purpose. So you now see that I've spent all my money on all these things. I have this extra $20. It's not extra, it's supposed to be somewhere within all of this. So this is a printable version, like if you want to send it maybe to a friend or something, and this just adds other information. So basically, just to keep this very short and sweet, because I would really like you guys to be able to send this video to your friends, and also I don't want to make it super long. So what we'll do actually is, I just wanted to show you how to download this template if you ever needed it. And I already created one, not necessarily, not my own personal budget, but I just created one for the purpose of this. So I created this just for us so that it's more practical. Yeah. So let's assume that somebody earns maybe $2,000. So somebody earns $2,000 every month from their salary. Then investment income, maybe you are actually into investing and all. You earn $200 from this. Childcare benefits, maybe like abroad, you could get childcare benefits. And for interest from maybe your savings account or so. So what I did with this is that I just added, like, how I spoke about needs, wants, and debt, investment, savings. So that's just to be able to easily see it. So I just put all the ones that I would consider. And like I said earlier, it's based on personal, whatever is important to you, and what is important to you and you see as a need might not be the same with me. So I just put needs in front of them, just some personal touch. And you could customize it however you want. And yes, so you just create all of this. And something I would like to do is also to show you, if you ever wanted to, okay, let's just go back. So I try to make sure that, okay, childcare, I know some people have children, then we have the home. That would be home and food. Basically, it was just a lot of space. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna put this together because we have three major needs as human. We have the clothing, we have the shelter, and we have food. So some people do have business. I just really wanted to make sure that everybody is as much as possible represented. Some people are business owners as well, and they are unable to fund their business expenses through their business because they are probably just starting out and their monthly expenses or something. So I just put like bank charges for your business, then recurrent bill, like your car payments, car insurance, just all these things. It's personal to you. It might actually be a need for some people. Then giving as Christians, and if you're not, you might just want to give or something. So that's tithing. So I'm a Christian, so tithing is very important to me. So tithing, giving, it's important to always give out at least some sort of money, a bit of your money out, so that it just has a way of putting your heart in the right place, so that you don't see money as a god, and you always know the place of money as a servant, not as a master. And self-care, you could have your self-care budget as well. And savings, yes. So under the savings is actually savings, debt, or investment. savings, debt, or investment. So those are the three major categories. And if you actually want to add maybe an extra column, I'm just going to do a bit of Excel. Excel, maybe all this, oh, you're like, I still need to put for, what's it called? It could just be something. So I'm just going to show you how you can add that. You could just copy that like I did. Copy this, highlight it, Control C or Command C if you're using a MacBook, then just Control V, paste it. Okay, I forgot to copy this alongside because it's very important. Then put it under, and you could just go back and see that, okay, how does this all tie into it? You see that the one on top, the total, the budget remaining minus the subtotal of the following one, that's what gives you the next budget remaining. So that would be the same for this as well. Budget remaining minus subtotal will give you, you see those B4, this is B43, B43 minus B58 minus this one, yeah? And for this one, you just want to do the same as well. So you put your equals to minus the budget remaining minus the subtotal. So that's how you get your figure. You do the same for this. And what actual is, like this actual is the fact that your budget is basically the estimated amount you envisage that you're going to spend per month. But the actual is, oh, maybe I actually didn't spend up to that amount. This is 280. Maybe you eventually spent, let's say 200. Or maybe you went overboard and you spent 300. So that's what the actual amount that you spent in comparison to this budget that you made. So this budget, you can always roll it over every month. So this will be equals to the remaining minus the subtotal. So that's how it works. And since you already did this, you have to make sure that it ties. You have to confirm with all these ones should be good, all the left side. So you see that this will not tie. It's still tying to this former one because that's where we pulled it from. So what you can do here is actually to do your equals to, then you go down your remaining budget minus the subtotal for this one. So that's what you do as well. Yeah. So you can always change this to whatever you want. So it's no more going to be given also since you created it for something new. So where were we? So yes, we did this for this one. And for this one, okay, we're just going to remove this. So you can always add whatever you want here. But I already made this to tie up, so I wouldn't want to mess it up. So we already did this. Sorry. Big distracted there. And we have to do the same for this. So I'm just gonna, I was gonna drag it, but okay. Let's do it manually. This minus this. So you do the same for this, is equals to this minus this. And you do the same for this, is equals to this minus this. And you do the same for this, is equals to this minus this. And you do the same for this minus this. Should I do for this one? So this is actually not supposed to go all the way to the wording. It's supposed to just be like this. So you could just go around. It's probably the same everywhere, but you could just go. It's not like it will really affect anything. But yeah, it's just when you know Excel, it's more so like, okay, everything got to be right. So another thing that I just did that is like a personal touch is actually that I would like to see the amount, the amount that the amount and percentage that I'm sending just in one place. So what I created is that I created an income. So I created like this tab, or what should I call it? Then I put the amount, then I put the percentages. So basically, I'm just going to do like a small creation here as well, just exactly the same for this one. So I went to my insert table. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. I don't need more than 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's it. So what I did is that income amount in naira or dollar, and percentage. So I just put this, or I just put personal touches. So I just put need, just to clarify that my need is actually my food, shelter, and clothing. Then then what I did with the amount is that I did equals to, so this is a need for me. Because I already put all this in front of my needs, I'm able to easily identify plus this. What else? What else did I put as a need? Plus this. So that's my need. Those are my need. I don't know why all this came out. Those are my need. And this will be equals to now my wants. This plus this plus. So if you have something here and is in want as well, you can put that. Plus this. No, that's not. Plus this. Yes. So that would be it. And this equals to just a tab here. And this equals to this. And what I did here is that I took is equals to this total, my total need, divided by my income. So I'll do the same for this. I could as well just do the same, or I could as well just drag this as well. So the reason why I'm showing all this is because I most likely have to put a dollar sign so that the value remains the same, because we don't want, it's still the same value, so we don't want it to change. So yes, you see that worked. So yeah, it's still the same, even if I dragged it. And I want this to be in percentage. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to go here and put in percentage. So it's practically the same. And if I want to sum this up, I'll just sum it up, and I'll do the same for this. So yes, that is how everything works. And we can see that this actually did not tie up to 50, 30, and 20. So I really wanted this to be practical, because sometimes you might go overboard or you might go under, and depending on your needs, it might be more than, it could actually be a lot depending on your situation. But usually what people would advise is that you keep all your needs within 50% of your income. You keep all your wants within 30%, and you keep your savings and investment within 20%. But if you probably, are a single working class person, you could actually tend to save much more, honestly, and you should try to. So yes, that is basically every single thing I wanted to do. And yes, one last thing would be that since you already have this, and I told you that for your actual You just have to put the actual amount you spent. Maybe you actually spent this, so everything will still tie up as well. So that's what you'll be doing. Maybe you went overboard on this one, 200. So just like that, the way you did your budget. So that'll be for every month. And yes, so before even, messing with this, after doing your budget for everything, what you can do is actually just create another one. Just make a copy and keep it aside. And you could name this January. You can name this February. You could just copy another one. So I advise that you actually make like 3 months so that it doesn't worry or bother you by the time you know that, okay, you have this. Because sometimes, we could be lazy about actually just doing it. We'd be like, oh, it's a lot of work, this and that. But yes, so that would really be all. And you could also just create another one. So instead of this example, which is not personalized to you, you could delete this one and just create another one just to have it as a template, because you might mess with all these ones and put your actuals there. But this one you can always duplicate by the time you want to do the rest. And yeah, that's basically everything. And I hope this really helps clarify. I'll really be waiting for our budgets and everything. So you can change this to February. Then change this to March. So yes, that is it. And I'm just going to save this and have it sent over. All right. See you guys. Bye.